Jay Z and Beyonce being, you know, two of the other 15 people in the room. So that'll just put it into perspective of the type of company I was in.
Right.
I want to know, why does nobody ever talk about the Diddy Beyonce story? Oh, you don't know it? Because nobody talks about it. Prepare to have your mind blown.
When are we finally gonna have a real conversation about whether or not Rihanna was sick
Oh.
to Def Jam?
She was the innocent baby when she came over here. And look
She's
at her now.
14 going on 15 years old. Flown over without parental supervision in a private plane by a man who was supposed to be a producer who auditioned her at 3 a.m. in the morning in a hotel room. Auditioning at 3 a.m. in the morning, a 14-year-old girl.
Hold up, not Rihanna exposing Beyonce for allegedly sleeping with Diddy at those freak-off parties. Girl, unless you've been living under a rock since this mess with Diddy, you've probably heard people dragging Beyonce and Gay Z, sorry, I meant Jay-Z, into it, claiming they've been involved the entire time. And now, Rihanna just made it worse by stepping into the chat with her own allegations. This time, she isn't just making comments about Beyonce having a supposed tape with Diddy. She's also suggesting that Beyonce allegedly filmed a whole tape with DaBaby, and that this supposed tape is currently being auctioned off behind the scenes to the highest bidder. And to make matters even worse, some allegations are going around that Beyonce allegedly has AIDS, and that she supposedly caught it from Diddy's freak-off parties.
After I settled, Beyonce got AIDS. Why? Tell me why you niggas is wasting my time like this. You want me gone, bitch? Bitch, I sent my family away. Come on. Ask me why I wasn't dead after I said Beyonce got AIDS.
Now, even before Rihanna stepped in to spill all this tea, there had already been some crazy rumors going around about Jay-Z supposedly servicing Beyonce to Diddy as his lil freak-off queen as part of their dirty business dealings. The rumors really kicked off after DaBaby sat down with Shannon Sharpe and revealed never-heard-before details about the time he got invited to a private meeting at Diddy's house. So according to DaBaby, he thought he was pulling up to Diddy's house for a regular business meeting. He said there were already a bunch of industry people in the house, and allegedly Jay-Z and Beyonce were there too. And this is where the story starts getting real messy. DaBaby claimed Diddy eventually cleared the room and told everybody else to leave, until it was just him, Diddy, Jay, and Beyonce left behind. Now at first, he said he still thought they were about to talk business, but the vibe started shifting real quick. According to him, Beyonce allegedly started acting flirty and introduced herself like he didn't already know exactly who she was. And from there, you can already guess what went down.
Beyonce, I was at a party at Diddy crib in LA. This was the beginning of 2020. You know what I mean? Diddy had put everybody else out the crib, like the influx of people he had put him out. But he had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, you know what I mean, like putting his arm around me.
Right.
So he had put majority of the people out, but he allowed me to stay in there. Mm-hmm. Me and, you know, maybe about 15 others, you know,
right.
Jay-Z and Beyonce being, you know, two of the other 15 people in the room. So that'll just put it into perspective of the type of company I was in
right.
at the moment, you know. And she came over and introduced herself to me like as if she had to. Right. Beyonce, cut it out. But I'm a big fan of your work, you know what I'm saying? Whoop, whoop, and that was just dope. That was dope as hell to me, man. That was dope.
Now, around the same time all this mess was already heating up, attorney Ariel Mitchell came through and fueled the rumors. She did an interview and said somebody contacted her about helping shop around a freak-off tape involving Diddy and a very major celebrity. And baby, she said she didn't just hear about the tape. She didn't just see some blurry little screenshot. She said she actually saw the video herself. And according to Ariel, the celebrity in that tape was supposedly even bigger than Diddy. Now, of course, once she said that, the internet went straight into detective mode. Because let's be real, there are only a handful of people in the industry who are actually more famous than Diddy. So everybody immediately started making their little lists. And with that DaBaby story already floating around, Beyonce's name ended up being one of the first names people dragged into it. Then, of course, Jaguar Wright jumped in and added even more fuel to the fire. According to Jaguar, the reason DaBaby didn't go all the way into detail during that interview was that Shannon Sharpe allegedly had his own business connections with J and B. She claimed Shannon was allegedly trying to secure NFL-related deals and was not about to let DaBaby sit there and completely blow up his opportunities by dragging Jay and Beyonce on camera.
I also was just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes. So, which I declined that because...
Wait a minute, say that again. Say that again, back up.
You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
Yes.
the shopping thing is
Yes,
new.
there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public knowledge.
I've heard this before, so like a catch and kill.
Catch and kill, correct.
Wow, can you, and I guess you can't reveal the person who is on
No,
this
I can't
tape.
explain who the person was, but Mr.
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really? Really? And you've seen it? Or
I've seen stills of the video.
Okay.
So
you can verify
that it exists, that it's real, that the other person in the video is very visible. It's no question if it's that person in the video, and I can tell the video is porn.
Oh my, all right. So we know that he videotaped a lot of activities at his home, Diddy. And it sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes, this was actually in his Atlanta home, at a home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video, so it's, to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped. It doesn't seem like they're active participant in the videotaping, like they're being surreptitiously recorded it.
Now, some of y'all might not know this, but Diddy and Beyonce's names have been tied together for a long time. And word on the street is, at one point, Diddy allegedly wanted Beyonce for himself, even though she already had her own thing going on with Jay Z. See, back when Destiny's Child was still shopping around for a label, Diddy and Clive Davis both had a chance to sign them, but they passed. And the reason is wild. So it turns out they didn't think the group was sexy enough to grab people's attention and actually sell records. Now, when Destiny's Child first got put in front of Diddy, he wasn't really checking for the whole group like that. According to the story, his eyes were on Beyonce and Beyonce only. He was praising her voice, talking about how unique her name was, acting like she was the clear standout. But even with all that, he still didn't sign them because he felt the group wasn't giving enough sex appeal. Yep, that's what they said. But here's where it gets messy. Folks claim Diddy never really got over Beyonce. Even though he passed on Destiny's Child, people say he always kept an eye on her and still wanted her around him in some type of way. And baby, this is where that infamous cheesecake story comes back up. Y'all remember when Diddy had the members of DaBaby walking all the way downtown just to get him cheesecake? For years, everybody thought he was just humiliating them for fun, making them suffer because he could. But now, Freddie P is saying that cheesecake wasn't even really for Diddy like that. It was supposedly for Beyonce. So basically, this whole time people thought Diddy was just making those boys walk miles for his own ego. But according to Freddie, that whole embarrassing cheesecake run may have been connected to Beyonce.
In fact, a lot of people don't know that cheesecake we went and got was for Beyonce. She was upstairs the whole time. What we was talking about again? Hold on. Yeah, that's a fun fact. People don't know. People like, y'all walked and got a cheesecake. It was for Beyonce. I listen to everything you say as if it's a contract. So if you say, walk to the store, or walk to get me some cheesecake, I'll walk to get you some cheesecake, but I'm not walking back. And that's just what me and Darlon did. And they like, why y'all, you know, they hot. Like, y'all cheating. And we like, he told us to walk. He didn't tell us to walk back. So we already in the hotel like 3 hours before they got there. When they said they was coming, we went and met him in front of the building. And you know the first thing that nigga said out of his mouth? He said, we got the cheesecake. He was like, I don't want that shit. Take that shit upstairs for Beyonce. Then he said, they was like, yeah, man, we want to tell you, Fred and Darlon, they ain't walk back. You know, trying to be on some snitching shit. He's like, I ain't tell you to walk back.
Now, just for a little context, Rihanna was pulled into Jay-Z and Beyonce's world back in 2005 after producer Evan Rogers discovered her while vacationing in Barbados. And mind you, Rihanna wasn't just some random girl singing in the mirror. She had already put together a little girl group with 2 of her classmates, so clearly sis was already trying to make something happen. Evan had her record a few demos, got her paperwork in order, and flew her out to the US to audition for different labels. And one of those labels just so happened to be Def Jam. Now at the time, Jay-Z was the president of Def Jam. And baby, when he heard those demos, he was impressed, especially with Pon de Replay. So he called Rihanna in for an audition in New York. And from there, everything moved real fast. But here's where people start side-eyeing the whole thing. According to Rihanna, that audition happened in Jay's office at 3 a.m. Like, 3 in the morning? For a teenage girl? In an office? With barely anybody around? Anyway, after she performed, Jay allegedly made it very clear that she was not leaving without signing that deal. Rihanna has even said that he basically gave her 2 choices that night. Either sign the contract or get pushed out the window.
Tell me about your audition with Jay Z. Tell me what he said to you.
A really good audition.
And what did he say to you? He said something to you.
Oh yes, he said, we don't sing songs here, we sing artists. And there was this little pause, and I was nervous. But then he said, and we're interested. And there was this sudden feel of relief.
But then he said something about a window and a door or something.
Oh, then he said, he did it homework.
I did a lot of homework on you, Miss Lady.
He said, there are 2 ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal signed or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor.
And honestly, I don't know why everybody was laughing at that story like it was some cute little industry joke, because nothing about that sounded funny. Now, once Rihanna finally dropped Pon de Replay in 2005 as her first official single, things got even messier. Her own publicist ended up spilling some tea and accused Jay-Z of forcing Rihanna into some kind of affair with him. Now, of course, the publicist later tried to take it back and claimed he made the whole thing up just to promote Pon de Replay, but people were not buying that excuse back then, and they definitely aren't buying it now. Because why would you choose that kind of rumor to promote a teenage girl's debut single? Like, out of all the PR stunts in the world, that's the one you came up with? Please. And according to the streets, Beyonce eventually found out about the alleged affair, and she was not having it. According to Wendy Williams, the alleged affair got so deep that Rihanna actually started catching real feelings for Jay. And honestly, when you think about it, it kind of makes sense why Beyonce and Rihanna have never done a song together, even though they're both tied to Jay-Z and have been in the same industry circle for years. 2 of the biggest women in music, both connected to the same man and somehow no collab, make it make sense.
Is try to ditch Beyonce and Solange to go to Rihanna's party. And it's being alleged that then Solange said, well, why do you have to go to another party without your wife? Why can't you just go home? If you know what she was implying.
Oh, but it gets even messier. Jaguar Wright later jumped into the conversation, and she straight up alleged that Rihanna caught an STD from Jay-Z and then passed it on to Chris Brown. Now, the way Jaguar tells it, Chris supposedly already knew there had been something going on between Rihanna and Jay, but he thought all of that was over once he and Rihanna started dating. So imagine him finding out not only that he may have caught something, but that the source of it was Jay-Z.
Like, people don't understand what happened that night. And that's because Jay-Z worked so hard to change the narrative of that night. Now, Rihanna was only 14, 15 when he started her and signed to the Def Jam. It's clear to say that the herpes that she had came from the person she had been most sexually involved with, and that was Sean Carter. So here it is. Chris Brown has his first herpes outbreak from the celebrity girlfriend who he was set up with, and it was supposed to be this and it was supposed to be that, and he was there so people wouldn't pay attention to the fact that she was Jay-Z.
As usual, people had their thoughts. Like this person who said, "I've been telling everyone this was coming. Her fan base is about to go nuclear. The cognitive dissonance is going to be next level. It's strange how every time someone tries to bring them into a legal situation, the problem magically disappears." Another person said, "Jay-Z and Beyonce, king and queen of evil." But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think of Rihanna exposing Beyonce's alleged affair with Diddy? And do you really think the affair was part of Jay-Z's deal with Diddy? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.